Hi there, it's Ann O'Brien. I am here chilling on my couch because I got food poisoning the other night because I ate some fish that was not so good. So I'm here making a video about how to tell your intuition versus fear or versus hope. So in my case, I don't know if you call it a hope, but I had a desire to eat that fish. And even though when I took a bite of it and I tasted the first bite and I thought, there's something doesn't seem right, I looked at it and it looked completely cooked, so I talked myself into it. So that's one way. Even I get sidetracked, and you may relate to that. Sometimes we talk ourselves into things because we want them in our heads, not even because our body wants them or because intuitively we want them, but just because we think we want them. And in this case, I was also preparing dinner for 6 people, and I had 6 different things on the stove. Not focused, and focus, if you saw my video on the power of focus, is a big part of your intuition, and then just getting in touch with your body and sometimes getting out of your head. So that's one little tip. A lot of people have this question, and all different reasons. Sometimes it's fear of getting into a relationship, and am I really making the right decision about this relationship? Am I afraid of stepping in fully because I'm afraid to get hurt, or because I don't want to be vulnerable, or because there's something really not right for me in this relationship, or maybe there's something I don't know about this person, or for some reason it would turn out badly. So one of the things that I've both successfully and unsuccessfully done, or the experiences I've had in this case, I remember a similar thing as the fish, actually, with my first husband, talking myself into the relationship even though I got a clear no. And what did that clear no look like? It might be interesting to ask. So for me, a clear no comes in a moment of quiet, often. It comes in a moment where I'm in a reflective space. It can be in the shower. It doesn't have to be like you go on a retreat for a week and chant in caves in Tibet. It can just be giving yourself enough space to really get quiet and let go of your list, your phone, your all the your family, your distractions, whatever it is, and just give yourself space, whether it's a walk, a shower, meditation, journaling. And I was in a quiet, I think I was in a, I don't remember, I think I was in a meditation, and I got this message, this isn't the one for you. And I was like, okay, but then I was gonna, I broke up with him a couple times at the beginning, and then I got sad one day after I had done it, and then I talked myself into it, and 4 years later we were divorced, and good things came out of it, and there's always a blessing, which I'll talk about at the end. It's not like we can really mess up, but that was an interesting experience. And by contrast, the man that I'm with now, I remember when we first got together, I was not expecting it. We were friends. We weren't thinking about getting into a relationship with each other. We were both going through breakups, and I was about to leave town, and all of a sudden we started to connect, and I got, this is the man you're supposed to be with. Same thing, it was a quiet message. It wasn't even really like a voice, it was more like a knowing. Sometimes when we get a voice that repeats and repeats and repeats, it's not our intuition, it's something external, because our true guidance, it doesn't have to push us like that. It's just given the space, it will speak, just like a wise friend. So that's a tip for how does it feel. It feels like a wise friend or a wise teacher, not like a bully. Right? And not like a, oh my God, what if it doesn't happen, kind of a reaction. So I got that message with my current husband, and here we are today, for 4 years, but we're going strong, and we have a daughter, and it's just, and at certain levels didn't make sense. He broke up with me a bunch of times. He said he wanted to live in another state, and here we still are. So another thing, might be simple, like going on the freeway or going out driving, and you're not sure which direction to go and which roads to take. In LA, this is important. Where you live, maybe that's not such a thing, but if you live in a city, or if this resonates, and maybe you can apply it to another topic. But what I do when I'm getting out on the road and I don't know which way to go and I have to make a quick decision, sometimes I'll scan, and be careful if you're driving and you're new to this visualization stuff. You don't want to like close your eyes while you're in traffic, but I can even do it with my eyes open, or I do it at a traffic light. And I put up like a movie screen, one on the left, one on the right, and I go, okay, if I take the freeway, what time do I get there? If I take the streets, what time do I get there? And then I trust the picture. So this is one of the things that I teach in my clairvoyance program, is that we can simply look. You don't have to wait for the clouds to break open and this, big, amazing revelation to come your way. You don't have to get too much in your head and analyzing about it. You can just close your eyes and look, or even in your open eyes, just imagine, okay, which way, and it could be which way looks bright, which way looks open, or in my case, I like the what time do I get there kind of thing, because that's concrete. So you can play with that. And it's fun to play with what time do I get there and see if it matches. That's kind of fun. Sometimes your fear is coming from your environment. So in addition to your past conditioning, your family, your past experiences, sometimes it's simply somebody close by. I remember when I was studying in my clairvoyant program, they would say, you go into the bank and your finances are just fine, but the person behind you in line is filing bankruptcy, and all of a sudden you go, oh my God, do I have enough money? Am I going to be okay? And you're like, where does this come from? I remember a time in my life where I had a neighbor in a townhouse just, adjoining walls. I would get scared. I would hear a voice that I had a certain disease, and without getting into details, one day I had this aha, oh my gosh, my neighbor is probably afraid of this particular disease, and after that it went away. So that was really interesting, just to go, oh wow, I'm just feeling, this energy coming through the wall. So this is where it's helpful to also strengthen your own energy field and pay attention to your environment and not get so caught up in your world in your head that you don't notice, oh, this isn't even me. So let's talk about hope. So hope, I get a lot, sometimes women will ask me, does this guy like me? They hope he likes her, right? She hopes that the guy likes her. And most of the time, the answer is yes in this case. But then, okay, so where do we go from there? If he likes you, is that really, how far does that answer take you? Not very far, really. So a better question would be, is this a good match for me? Is this relationship something worth pursuing? Or how can I show up in this relationship to bring out the best in it? Because maybe he likes you, but you're not giving him any invitation to approach you. Or maybe he likes you, but it's not a good fit. So that's where hope, sometimes we get into this space of maybe wanting to be validated or wanting to feel fulfilled. So really get deeper into what your real question is and what your real desire is. Sometimes it's a hope like I'm going to get discovered and make $1 million, or I'm going to have my dream house, or I hope to start a family. These things that, we have these hopes, and they're really beautiful. Even if it's maybe not going to happen tomorrow, I think the fact that you have these hopes, if you can move the hope more into desire, because hope is more up here. Hope is more like a fantasy, but the desire comes from your belly. It comes from your pelvis. It comes from a place inside of you that's actually the source of all creation. So having your desire is actually what creates in your world. That's what manifests. So I'm always in favor of having your desires, not to manipulate anyone with your desires, but not to squelch your desires either, not to go, oh gosh, I didn't win the lottery today, I better get rid of that dream. No, keep the desire. And then, look at also being in the real world practical moment. But your desires will continue to bring you insight. So if you have the desire and if you have the clarity about what you're creating in your life, about what you're intending, about what you're choosing, then, and you have your desires, your intuition will start to lead you to those desires. So I would say start first with your desires and start first with clearing your own energy. And then your intuition will take you to a clear place. And then it's nice to learn tools like the clairvoyant tool I described, looking at the 2 ways to go out on the road. Use that for anything. Use that for relationship choices, job choices, financial choices. How does each one look? You can just use one screen, if you want to get a picture about one specific question or person. You can put up a movie screen and ask for a symbol or a picture to describe that person in present time or the answer to a question. It's really interesting. And again, the nice thing about that is you don't have to feel it. You don't have to feel other people's stuff. You don't have to hear voices. You just decide you can turn it on like a TV and turn it off when you're done. So I hope that's helpful. And back to what I shared about, my first husband and the fish that I ate. You can't mess up, because even in these experiences where, in my case, I didn't listen to my intuition, my soul had a bigger picture. My soul had a plan for me to learn something, and was it going to be forever, or was it going to be the most healthy couple of days that I might have envisioned? No. But, in this last couple of days, for example, I took 3 naps yesterday. I took 1 nap today. I've totally just calmed. I've stepped back on doing a bazillion things. I was really working hard and in high gear and in bliss around it, really. I was in a very high creative state for a few weeks, but it wasn't sustainable, and my body just decided, okay, I'm going to shift this one. Let's get her back into a balance. So I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful for you watching this video. I hope this was helpful. If you'd like more, if you'd like to really explore your own intuition and learn how to clear your own energy and get your own answers, please check out floweringsoul.com. There are a couple programs coming up starting this July: Awaken Your Clairvoyance and Meditation 101. You can take just the meditation 4 weeks to learn how to ground and clear your own energy and start to get your own answers. Or you can go into the 12 weeks, which includes both Meditation 101 and Awaken Your Clairvoyance, and learn to read other people and learn to get answers in a deeper way, and really deepen that experience of your clairvoyance, which is simply seeing the truth from a lie, learning how to trust your own answers and have fun with other people sharing the same goal and trade readings with each other. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to get on the phone with you. Just shoot me an email via floweringsoul.com, and I look forward to connecting soon. Okay, bye-bye.